Hey, I'm Lester.
And I'm Charlie.
But if we're honest with ourselves, we must also recognize that the days of cheap and easily accessible oil are numbered.
So, fossil fuels. Obama says that they're crippling our country and threatening our future.
Right, and he said that in these kinds of crises, Americans, they stand up and they take action.
But he didn't exactly tell us what kind of action to take. So we went out to the man on the street and we decided to see what individuals are doing to actually heed his call to action.
We bury all of Jacob's fossils in Central Park.
My contribution? I take my bike to work.
I'm thinking of switching to driving a bus.
All this talk about wind power. What's wrong with electric fans?
This is also ridiculous. All we have to do is throw away our tanning beds and switch to solar power.
So clearly, we don't know what we're doing.
Right, but this has been going on a long time.
For the last 40 years, every president has said we have to get off of oil. Nixon, Ford, Carter, Reagan,
Clinton, the Bush twins.
Yeah. But enough talk already.
Right. So we wanted to go find an insider.
Somebody who knows everything about the oil industry.
Right. We wanted to find out what an expert had to say.
Look, this entire world was built on oil. You have no idea how much of the stuff you use is made from it. You want a world without oil? Well, you better plan that vacation well in advance because you're going to need a whole lot of food to fatten up that mule of yours. What if you lose an arm, need an artificial limb? Well, you out of luck because oil makes that too. And let me tell you, have you ever opened up a pickle jar with a hook for a hand? And another thing, and I don't want to be too indelicate, but we all know what condoms is made out of. And I hope you all like a lot of babies because there's going to be plenty of them. And where are you going to put all them diapers? In a trash bag? I don't think so. They ain't going to exist. And neither will half the garbage you put in it. A world without oil, it ain't going to happen. And I know for one thing, there ain't no CEO who's going to give up their private jets.
So it seems like these oil executives have a pretty strong point of view.
Right, but we're not so sure it's all that sustainable.
And maybe it's time that, instead of prayer, we have a real grand scale initiative, something along the lines of the Manhattan Project, something that Einstein was...
Right. Maybe it's time for us to grab the brass tacks by the horns. Like he did.
An America without oil? You've got to be joking. You might as well send a man to the moon.